So I says, yo, haha, it's all in the words.
All right. All right. All right. All right. So, welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome to my podcast. Let me turn some lights on. Let's see. Let's see. Take us in the world. Environment. There we go. Got some sunset. Okay. So, I was at Soul Sensations, Soul Evolutions, and I went AFK. Was doing some things in real life. Ended up falling asleep. When I woke up, I checked on my message box to see if anybody left me a message. And I have to do that often because you never know. That's why I leave my avatar. Um, I post my avatar up somewhere so that way I can leave a message. So, bada bing, bada boom, a young lady hit me up and struck up a conversation. And what she was telling me was, okay, sorry, that was bugging me. That plant looked, the way that it was turned, it looked fake as fuck. It still looks fake, but still looks better than what it was. Anyway, the young lady was telling me that, she has seen, the DJ Poetic on my name tag. And she was curious to find out whether that was my name, like DJ as in, like Derek Jr. or Daryl Jr., or if I was actually a DJ. And why that was important to her, I don't know. So she read my profile. And when she read my profile, she got inspired to write me and was letting me know that she enjoyed everything that she read. And she had read other profiles before, but mine was the best that she had read. And she left on there that she didn't mean to bother me. Okay. So I got excited, to the point where I basically blushed because I've taken years to rewrite my profile off and on. Does that make sense the way I said that? Throughout the years, I've rewritten my profile, and I think that a person's avatar and their profile are icebreakers because when you're looking at your computer screen or your phone screen, you see a person's name, you see their avatar, And, that strikes up interest. Proof is it just happened. So, of course, when I got on here, I wanted my avatar to be an attractive avatar. So it will represent me in the right way. I wanted to be a nudist as well. So I had to go out shopping for genitals that looked good and would stimulate the mind whenever a woman or, could have been homosexual. It didn't matter. But whenever someone looked at my avatar in the nude, they get thirsty. So my avatar, my name, and my profile were the three things that I spent a lot of time working on, and it has given me what I've wanted as far as one of the roads, as far as one of the elements to my second life. And so I told her that in so many words or less. And I'm gonna show you what my profile, how my profile reads. Okay, so everything about my profile is an icebreaker. When you read my profile, you can take each of these little segments or sections and have a whole conversation. And as far as the sake of this video, I'm going to make a video on each of these subjects. All right. And I hope that you tune into them, with this podcast. But it says that I'm here for fun. It says that I'm single for life. It says that I'm a heterosexual and I'm not interested in any other sexualities. It says that I'm a poet and a DJ, and I'm a Virgo with the tendency to be a social butterfly and a hermit. It also says that I try to keep in touch. I'm AFK mostly. I'm not good company all the time. It also says don't friend me if you're going to spam me. And the last thing that I have on here is my Instagram, a link to my Instagram account. Okay, so and also on my profile, I got my profile picture. This is brand new. I just put this on here like yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. And I would say I renewed it yesterday. I needed to get a headshot for a group that, or for a notice, not a notice, but a flyer is going to be passed out to people about open mic night that I'm going to be doing poetry on. So I used that profile pic that I took, and I gave it to a young lady that is helping with that flyer, and she did something with ChatGPT to make it look realistic, and I like the way it looks, so I used it for my profile. Boom, there, there it would do the job as far as representing me. So another element was provided as introduction to my second life. Now, I try to get people interested in Second Life because there's so many reasons. But most importantly, it's like if you have time to kill in real life, instead of just wasting your time doing some stupid shit, you can do some stupid shit here on Second Life. And there's rules to Second Life, just like there's rules to real life. Not everybody follows those rules. Those rules. But it would be nice if they did. That there is a whole complete video all on its own. But I do a lot of talking about real life stuff, about Second Life stuff. And it's all about growth. And so when I advertise Second Life, it's all about, come to Second Life and, you know, create a alternate life for yourself and enjoy the growth that you can get from it, basically. And I think growth is very important. We got a point A and a point B, birth and death. And the things that we fill it with are things that we should be able to talk about. We should be able to share with other people. Some people do things that they're embarrassed to talk about or they're ashamed to talk about. And then some people, on the other hand, do things that they can't wait to share with other people. And I'm on both sides of the spectrum, of the scale. And so this video is about profiles and how it could help us in Second Life or in real life. I like to tell people that I am a social butterfly / hermit. A mix between both. But they are the 2 points of my personality. I could go more towards social butterfly or I could go more towards, being a hermit. And just got to look those up to get a better understanding of what they are. And my zodiac sign helps explain it. And I try to find the words to help explain it as well. And I'm 50 years old now. And so I've done a lot of talking. I've done a lot of introductions. And the one introduction that I like the most is something that's factful, something that's truthful as well. Meaning that it got to a point in my life where I didn't want to hustle females. I didn't want to lie to kick it. And so I had to live that life, what I'm saying? A life that I didn't have to lie about. And so I thought it was important that if me and a female was going to go out on a date, or if we was going to chill out after that date, like go somewhere and cuddle or something, that, the conversation should mean something. And I was like, yo, I'm a shoot myself in the foot type of guy, or put my foot in my mouth type of guy when it comes down to not misleading someone. Because later on in the relationship, a person has said to me, or I've said to other people, or I've heard people say to each other that they wish they knew then what they know now about a person. And I didn't want anybody to say that about me. So I would tell them, I am going to tell you some of the worst things that people have said about me because I have worked on them because I want to be the best person that I can be. And I may shoot myself in the foot or put my foot in my mouth, but I think it's important that you should know. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, and it's one of those things where it's supposed to make a person think about what the hell they're going to say to me because we all choose the things we want to tell other people. You know, we act a certain way to show people a certain thing that we want them to see about us. And so I like sociology, the idea of sociology, the study of people. And one of the things about me is that I'm a congenial type person. I won Mr. Congeniality at a pageant. And so I was like, yeah, that's part of my personality. And I'm glad that I won that fourth place trophy. Because for one, it is who I am. And I represented myself to the fullest. And two, they created a trophy just to give to me. They created award. They created something just for me to add to that pageant. You know what I'm saying? So I would always be remembered for that, for anybody that, did remember. And so, when it comes down to listening to people, you know, I want it to be known that if you're going to run your mouth about something, try to plant a positive and nurturing seed into someone's thoughts. My brother always says that, be careful of the memories that you're going to give someone. He says it in so many ways. Not exactly like that, but in so many words. And so, I have done that throughout the years, not knowing that that was a thing, not knowing that that was important to other people. And I eventually found out, and so I eventually made it a key part of my personality, a key part of conversation, a key part of, you know, of how I was going, yeah, of a conversation, period. So without making this video long, I'd like to know what would interest you when meeting someone. What are the things that catch your eye? What are the things that catches any of your senses when you meet someone that do interest you? And what are you like whenever you approach someone in a conversation? What are your icebreakers? What do you wish that people would remember about you? It's like there's so many topics about, first encounters that I'm very curious to know how the people are. So please hit me up if you want me to talk about some more in detail about any of the topics. And also hit me up so that I can find out a little something about you. All right? My name is Podrey. And, yo, it's all in the words. It really is. You have a good day. You have a good night. You have a good morning. Peace. Man, there was so much I wanted to say. So much I wanted to say. It's kind of hard to just keep my brain in a compact mode. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, I'm talking. I know that I'm gonna have gaps because of the way that I'm breathing. And I was like, okay. I don't want there to be gaps along with the gaps in sentences because I'm trying to think of so much to say and so much that I don't need to say type of thing. You know what I mean? So it is kind of tough for me to have conversations with people because there is so much to say. Anyway, I guess that was a PS moment. Peace.